Welcome everyone to the first ever Bros on Nuggs YouTube TV live podcast thing.
Yeah,
that we're doing. It will be a podcast, by the way. I'm recording audio here.
Good.
So that I can edit it later with a free editing device that I'm not sure what that's going to be at this point in time, but I'll edit it up for you guys if you want to be a part of that collaborative process.
That'd be great.
Technology.
Yeah. And we'll submit it to some sort of podcast thing. I'm sure you can, I don't know, there's got to be a free.
Everybody's got to be able, there's so many podcasts out there.
Right. So we'll do that.
Sounds good.
Cool. Welcome everybody. Nuggs on Bros. Preseason. Bros on Nuggs. Did I already screw it up? Welcome everybody to Bros on Nuggs. And cheers. Yeah, absolutely. We're happy to have you with us here as we plan on giving you probably the most insightful, if not, definitely the most insightful preseason preview of the Nuggets soon to come 2021 season. High hopes, but I'm not sure about high expectations. I think that will be something we'll discuss at some point here today. Certainly high hopes, as always, as a true Nuggets fan should have, right? We didn't know where to film this. We went through a few phases. We were going to film it outside, but it's a cold, snowy Colorado day here today in the 719, right? Repping the 719. And so we decided the basement would be great. Also, it has nothing to do with the fact that all of our children are upstairs, minus the baby and Roro. But all the other children upstairs causing chaos. So if you hear sounds of if it sounds like the Dresden bombing of World War II, it's just
we're still dads.
Yeah, it's just kids. It's kids jumping up and down, cracking eggs and such. Glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. Glad to have Tim out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Timmy has a newborn, so he's been ultra cautious. We've all been very cautious during these COVID times, but Tim in particular has been really, really cautious, as he should be. But we're glad he was able to join us today.
Getting stir crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. We're going to have various attire throughout Bros on Nuggs because we've accumulated. And if you're like us, you don't throw away any Nuggets gear ever.
Or memorabilia.
Have you ever thrown away or given away?
That's a stupid question.
Yeah, that really is, isn't it?
No, you don't do that.
No. I mean, have your wives
But
asked you?
I do want to make a comment, and I'm pretty excited about, we didn't do this on purpose, guys. It looks like we did, but when we all came today, I have a City Edition jersey. You have a City Edition jersey with the rainbow, which is the best. We can talk about jerseys later. And Timmy has what is that, from 2015? Yeah, and then also with the banner. So look at us. Looks like we planned this, but we didn't. All wearing our rainbows today, huh? All wearing the rainbows, representing.
It's the only jersey that I love to rep all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some old, you guys will see it all. I'm going to squeeze into some old stuff that I used to wear back in middle school.
Can't wait for that.
But we're going to wait for future episodes.
Some Tumbo jerseys.
Yeah.
All right.
Tumbo, Jalen Rose, but that's all good. We are happy to have you with us here today. And like I said in the promo, this will be the best coverage of the Nuggets season that you will get in the 900 block of Sheridan in Colorado Springs. All right.
Get it.
So
start talking
that's what
Nuggets.
we're doing. That's what we're doing. First off, before we get rocking, can we talk Kroenke just for a second? As you know, they've renamed Pepsi Center to Ball Arena, which is cool because we can still call it the Can, right?
Yes.
So that's cool.
The
Well, they are aluminum cans.
Yeah.
I guess you can call it the Can.
the Ball Corporation is actually a Colorado-based company. So
I didn't
that's
know that.
awesome that we're going back from Pepsi, which was not a Colorado-based company, going into a Colorado-based company. And it's also the addition that we got is not just for the Nuggets, it's for the Rams and for Arsenal as well.
Right, yeah.
And it's about getting more sustainable, recyclable stuff, glasses and cups and utensils and all that stuff in the stadium.
Into these stadiums, yeah.
If we get to go to the Ball Arena or whatever we end up calling it this year, you won't be getting plastic cups with your beverages. You'll be getting aluminum cups with your beverages. So it's a step in that.
I'm
right
excited. I'm
direction for
actually.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that because PepsiCo is a Utah corporation, and as much as the new Nuggets jerseys remind me of Utah, it's nice to know that we are taking on a Colorado company. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome that Tim told me that, because all I was getting like with the Avalanche fans and Nuggets fans was like, what do we? I guess you can still call it the can, right? Like
you can call it the can.
Aluminum. I was like, ball sack. I know that was going to be a joke, but yeah, good. I'm not going to call it the ball sack. We can call it the car.
It's not a sack. It's a stadium. I mean, if we played in a sack, then
I know I had to go there, right?
Everybody's probably seen those jars that say ball on them. That's the same concept.
Yeah, we have the glass cups.
It's
all
all about
mason jars.
All about reusable. Their idea is to be able to have those aluminum cups be recycled and be able to be used again within the next 60 days.
Cool.
Cool. And it's great. And it's the only, from what I found today on the internet, it's the only corporation that's doing this right now with 3 different organizations. So while I really need the Cronkies to stop fighting with Xfinity,
yes,
and Xfinity to stop fighting with the Cronkies.
Nothing like billionaires fighting billionaires. So much.
You're just hurting the little guys. This wasn't on the docket. This just came out because we brought up the Cronkies.
Yeah.
So I'm sour towards them because it's billionaires fighting with billionaires, hurting the little man. But I'm proud of them to go in the direction of green and renewable resources, because if you are a true person who's lived in Colorado all your life, you can tell climate change is real. We don't get as cold as often. We don't get as much snow as often. So to see our favorite organization go in the right direction is awesome.
Hey, we're going to put that on Ball Arena. That's exciting new change. Thanks for good info, Tim. Nice
intel.
What'd you do? Did you do a Google search?
He did some research.
Actually, I did when I heard they were going to Ball Arena.
As did I.
I had heard. I was like, "Who's Ball? Why are we going to Ball Arena?" And then I read a whole article on it, and that was way back when we did that. And so today I did some. I reread a few articles on it just to refreshing my memory on it a little bit. And
sweet. So we should be excited about Ball Arena. That's cool.
I'm excited about because I mean it's a basketball team playing in Ball Arena, dude. That's cool.
We're gonna ball out,
and you can still call it the can. All good, man.
All right, man. Moving on.
All right, I guess we're moving on. Okay, cool. So our goal here is to give us some things to look forward to this season, but we have to check out the past season and reflect on it for a bit, right? Because what a remarkable run it was, and the way that COVID jacked with stuff, and the way that we handle ourselves in the bubble, which I thought was fascinating, especially with Barton leaving the bubble and not returning, which ultimately I think kind of cost us in the long run.
He wasn't right though.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
let's get that.
Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite game from last year? A favorite playoff series? A favorite player? Anything from last season you guys want to reflect on in particular here?
Well, several of those, but Tim, you want to start?
Sure. My favorite game from last season was Game 4 of the first round against Utah, where Murray and Mitchell dueled for 50-point games each. It was that series was kind of an coming out party for Jamal Murray. It was just really awesome to see him play at the level that we all know he can play at and know how he can play. While he wasn't able to continue to score 50 points the rest of the playoffs, he did become my favorite player during the bubble, just for what he stood for, how emotional and proud of himself he was, and how hard he put this team on his shoulders. And it was just amazing to see him do that. In that Game 4 where he dueled with Mitchell, which was a tough game to the end, was my favorite game from the bubble. And before I pass it on, my favorite series from the bubble would be the one where we beat the Clippers. Just because, you'll find this out real fast. I hate LA for many, many, many reasons.
Big market
bias, baby. Big market bias. The Clippers used to not do it so much, but now they're trying to buy a championship. So I thought it was really awesome to see a homegrown organization team go up against a money market, someone who's trying to buy a championship. And yeah, they jumped out to a 3-1 lead on us. But at the end, our guys who came up through the Denver organization were able to rise above, the people you pay to bring in to win a championship. So to see that series and see how we fought, and to go back, considering everybody was talking it was going to be LA, all season in the Western Conference Finals.
And no one gave us a chance.
And no one gave us a chance. They never do. But I thought it was amazing to see not only that Utah series, but then to come back and just finally, and the Clippers are still being little bitches about it, saying that they should have beat us and all that, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, Morris's comments.
Yeah. So bygones be bygones. We beat you homegrown over a money market team. Something to be really proud of.
Yeah, just off of that, it's a little bit of a sidetrack. What do you think the Clippers felt like last night watching their dude play against them and score a few points and stuff?
Yeah, Harold.
Yeah, Harold.
I know they were ragging on him a little bit. I didn't watch that game because
I didn't watch it.
I don't want to watch LA versus LA. But
No.
yeah, I hear you. And again, we can go down. I don't want to go down that stream, but yeah, I mean, LA.
Not a huge Montrezl Harrell fan, and I think
we can talk about that when we talk about matchups and later on down the road. But what is your favorite part of the 2019-2020 season, Dave? Like whether it be
is he asking me?
Yeah, because that's what Tim asked. He answered.
My favorite. Well, I thought the bubble was fun, and I thought watching MPJ grow, and we'll talk more about this later, but watching him grow in the bubble was really fun to watch. And I enjoyed that in particular. And not just MPJ, but the fact that we had basketball over the summer. Like, let's be real here. We're used to working all summer, right? And we didn't work this summer. Our camp was closed, and just having that basketball to watch was really important. Therapeutic in a way. Even when we were losing to teams that we shouldn't. But, man, I just love the whole thing. If you're talking about a memorable moment, and this is – I'm a pessimist sometimes, but remember when Doncic hit that game winner against us before we went to the bubble?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that game?
Yes.
Yeah, that one really –
The last game?
Yeah, that was the last game.
Yeah, that ended.
That was how it ended.
Halfway through the game.
Like, by the way, we won't be playing again for a while.
Oh, yeah. And we were
Doncic,
thinking because we were talking to each other before the game, we're like, are they even going to play this game? Because
mid-game,
everything that was going on.
But yeah, that's an interesting point because I remember watching that game. It was on ESPN, and we were in that little rut. I think we lost 2 or 3 games.
We lost 3 or 4.
Rolling into Dallas, and man, they didn't look good.
No,
and then they showed Mark Cuban's face when Silver
I remember that
announced
that
hey man, we're shutting it down. He was like, wow, and so and then that was when Utah of all people, again, we could go down that COVID line when a bunch of Utah players were testing positive. But yeah, that's crazy, and that's a good point about the season because so much of our focus and excitement of it is in the bubble, but that is a crazy moment of the Nuggets season.
Absolutely. Yours? Do you have yours?
I would agree with Tim in regards with the Utah series because I remember watching those first 4 games and just being sad. We were watching the bubble and even the preseason game, like the warm up games. And the bubble was making me nervous because they weren't defending well at all. But that was typical of that Dallas game, and it kind of came into how we were playing in the bubble. And so when that Utah series started early, I was like, man, we're gonna have a first round exit against Utah.
Right.
They don't have Bogdanovich, and we're still gonna lose. And Conley, because Conley was having a baby and left. And that game was sweet, and I would agree with Tim. That moment when they were dueling started to give me hope. And to see, we always talk about Jokic, whether it be good, bad, because he is our star. To see Jamal take that step in those series, and even in the LA series, I mean, we can talk about when we lost Game 5 against LA. If Murray wasn't just absolutely tired and hurt, maybe we win Game 5. and
Yeah.
you could just tell in Game 5 of the LA series we didn't have it. Like he was tired as hell.
Yeah, this is what happens when you come back from 2.
But like that's like
He was very tired.
I think the overall like what I got out of the bubble and that is the growth of Murray, no doubt. Favorite plays, I have 2 of them.
Okay.
Maybe 3.
Oh, plays.
When we can talk
All
about
right, yeah, I like it.
favorite plays was the reverse, not the reverse, the 360
360
layup
Oh,
against
man.
Gobert.
That was an
The
awesome
360 layup against Gobert was sick.
Yeah.
The reverse layup against LeBron.
Yep.
I mean, that was like Jordan-esque, like
That was awesome.
here, up and under.
What
And
about
then-
MPJ nailing a 3 on LeBron? Do you remember that? He did like a little step back.
Or the dunk on, was that Harrell? Was that Harrell?
Yeah, whoa, that dunk on Harold.
Yeah,
Oh,
so those
there's
might be
Harold again.
my 3 favorite plays
There's
of
good
the
plays.
of the bubble.
Yeah.
Those were my favorites. And yeah, like the overall theme was like MPJ a little bit. I hear what you're talking about there, Dave, with MPJ.
Mhm.
But we need Murray to do that, and he can go nuclear. Like he can go
Bingo.
ape. He can go off. And if he can be consistent and do that, I'm really excited about Murray this upcoming season. And because that's always been, whether it's us or Malone or whoever, any Nuggets fan sees the potential with Jamal Murray. You want to see him, averaging 25, 30 a game.
Yeah.
7 assists, 4 or 5 rebounds.
You do want to see that.
And we want to see that because I remember when we first watched Murray play when he was a couple years in the league, we were talking about how he could be like Curry-esque.
Steph Curry is what we were drawing comparisons
but like
to.
they were running him off of pin downs and like in screens, and he could shoot off the catch. We all knew he could shoot off the catch, but we wanted to see him shoot off the dribble. And I mean, I love his mid-range game. And we can get into this a little bit later when we talk about like the 2-man game between him and Jokic is only going to get better. And I love those 2. So
Who has?
those are my favorite moments of the
I love when
season.
he drives to the basket.
Oh man,
He does like
because he can.
He's got the finesse, but occasionally he just gets it in him and he just throws down on some dude.
Oh, he can dunk on people.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be my favorite play. That wasn't even a play. When he dunked on that
Milwaukee?
yeah, the
And it was a
Milwaukee
charge?
and it was a charge.
Ridiculous.
They called it a charge.
Are you kidding me?
That's one of many instances where NBA officials suck.
Yeah.
You'll hear a lot of that from us. And if you're a true, pure basketball fan, you'll agree with us when you say NCAA officials are better than NBA officials.
Yeah, but if you're watching, let us know what your favorite part of the 2019-2020 season was, whether bubble or not. I really like Dave's perspective of talking about how COVID changed everything.
All I could think of was the
I know
Right.
we're all bubble mode, but and maybe there's some more. Hey, we need to be talking more about Jokic over here because he is great. Let us know about your 2019-2020 favorite.
Congratulations to Jokic as well. He
Oh,
got
he's
married.
married.
He got married this summer.
Married
So
man.
congratulations.
Did no one go up to him and be like, "Don't do that"? I mean, was there not like one person who was like, "Hey, man, you're just getting into your groove. You're entering your prime. Like, are you sure you want to?" I'm happily married.
I haven't seen a picture of his wife. I'm sure she's gorgeous.
They had the only picture I saw was
She
at
from
their,
Serbia, obviously.
was at their ceremony. And I just
Hopefully, she likes horse racing.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
So,
All right, what's next?
congratulations,
What's next?
Joe.
But hey,
All right.
Christopher
hey,
Cohen.
moving on.
Yeah. Okay. Good work. Good work.
Hey, congratulations, Jokic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were saying.
Happy for him.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna transition here. We're gonna take a look at our off season, which was more active than I expected. You know what I mean? Like
Started slow.
I thought this is what I thought. I thought you get Millsap on a 1-year deal, easy,
Which we
right?
did.
Which we did. And I thought you locked down Grant.
Yep.
And then I thought that would be it, right? And we bring in some help for losing Plumlee, which I'm not. I mean, I love Plumlee, but I'm not like.
He was a hustler.
I don't mind him leaving.
No.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it would be a very quiet off season, and instead we've brought in all sorts of people, right?
It got loud quick.
But if we
Probably
can
the
focus,
biggest roster change that we've had in the last 4 or 5 years, huh?
yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Oh, in terms
Easy.
of
Easy.
the amount
Yeah,
of
because
turnover.
they've been trying to, like, Malone likes consistency. We all talk about continuity. Malone's been talking about continuity for a while.
Yeah.
We were talking about that in the bubble and how we were
getting it.
you know, and all that. But yeah, continue. So with those roster losses and additions.
All right.
what do you
So,
think?
okay. Yeah. Let's focus on the losses first. Was there 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 players that you wish we had back? Who were the biggest losses for us here? And why? Why are you so upset that we let them go?
I'm disappointed we lost Grant.
I think we all. I think we all.
I think
I'm
that's one down there. I don't know. He played some great defense for us, especially in the bubble, and he came out and nailed some big shots for us in the bubble as well. And you could also say Craig, because Craig's a great defender as well. They were very similar players, in my opinion. But when you break it down between Craig and Grant was more of a consistent offensive threat than Craig was. So when you look at all the people who we lost this year in the offseason, the one that I found. The one that got away, at least in my eyes, was Grant.
It seemed like a fair contract to Jeremy Grant.
It was.
And the fact that he didn't want to be with us and moves on to Detroit, as a Nuggets fan, I know we don't want to hate former players, right? And I'm not going to hate.
He won't get booted.
I'm not going to hate Jeremy Grant. But there was one playoff game we don't win without him. I will say that. If you guys remember that game where he goes off for close to 30 points.
Yeah.
And he defends well. I get that. But if you watched him throughout the season, a little inconsistent.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's a defender, no doubt.
Which you need in the West.
And we're gonna
some sweet dunks.
I think he could be okay. No. Let me go on for one. Let me go on for 1 second. I don't think he's that good of a dunker. If I can get off the ground like, oh great, you're gonna see this is the first.
No.
But look how he jumps quickly. I get that he rises quickly, but the dude doesn't.
Second jump.
The dude doesn't dunk like creatively. But anyway,
that's right.
You don't think it's going to be that big of a deal that we lose Grant? That's what you're trying to say.
I think defensively we'll have to make up for him. I think offensively
he's our biggest loss this offseason.
Oh, no doubt. But I think we're going to be okay without him. In fact, maybe a little. No, don't say that. We won't be better without him. But we will be okay without him.
The dude wanted to make money.
Well,
and he went somewhere where he.
Here's my feeling about Grant. He's a Swiss Army knife. He's versatile. He can score. I mean, his 3-point percentage was probably. I mean, I thought it'd be a little bit better. What was he like? 38. I think he was like 38%
from the 3-point line.
Yeah, in the bubble. But he had that ability to guard those wings that we need him to. But it's not like LeBron didn't have his way in that series.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. LeBron dominated him, and he was supposed to be our best defender on LeBron, and it didn't happen. And so we'll take our chances with MPJ or whoever else.
We'll talk about that. Yeah, but I mean, I think we all agree the biggest loss was. Well, I think the biggest loss might be Craig.
Yes.
Even though he's a culture guy, which we love.
Yes.
He
hard worker.
Again, like hard worker.
Started from the bottom, now he's here.
I mean, we don't beat 2 years ago. We don't beat San Antonio without him. Yep. And we don't make that step without him. So, and we could have had him at a reasonable contract. I kind of get I know we offered Grant what 20 mil, right?
No. Oh, Grant. Yeah, no, we offered him 15 mil a year. Was it 20?
No, so I'm pretty sure it's 20.
Okay, 20. I'll defer to you.
Why I'm excited about that is that means we have more cap space for other people, and we can talk about when we get into the cap space. We can talk about what it looks like 2-3 years down the road.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the one. And Grant wanted a bigger role. I think it's kind of ironic because it was a good fit for Grant. It was a good fit.
It was a great fit.
He wanted a bigger role, but between what? I think he didn't want to play fourth fiddle because we are really trying to develop MPJ.
I'm not even sure he plays fourth fiddle on our team, honestly. You know what I mean? In terms of scoring, in terms of offensive production,
Malone's going to go with what's going to work. And again, so there's a couple things that come out of Grant leaving. Excitement for MPJ and Bull.
Yeah.
All right. When he first left, I was like, okay. But worry about our versatility defensively. And I think that's going to be a big part of how we're going to be successful. And so I honestly feel more that losing Craig, even though it'll still give, that small forward logjam between Craig, MPJ, and Barton when he's healthy
Potentially
is interesting. But to give, my perspective, I think losing Craig, when we could have brought him back at a reasonable contract, it bummed me out. But I also, again, I'm not Tim Conley. And Tim Conley we trust. He's done great.
I think we have to.
And, it's not like he's not talking with Mike, with Malone, and they know what they're doing. So
I think we have to trust.
I hope those losses that we can recover from that. But
I think we have to trust Conley at this point.
Yeah, you have to trust Conley at this point.
Which is saying a lot when you're a Colorado sports fan. Like, what other sort of general manager person? I couldn't say. Well,
the hashtag used to be Elway and trust, but we digress here.
We digress. So what I'm saying is it's hard to sort of trust a GM when you're working in a small market. He's done a great job. And even to Josh Kroenke's credit, I think they've done a really good job trying to develop this team. But the problem is now, and we'll get into this, is where the window's closing, but we'll get to that. Troy Daniels, man. I just loved his social media game. That's my worst loss.
I didn't follow it.
Are you kidding me?
No, I didn't know. Are you on Twitter?
He was. He was very good about bringing social justice issues up, but he was also also super funny. Like some of the stuff he would post in the bubble. Like,
where did he go?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea.
No idea.
Because he was a Laker. He was a Laker before we picked him up.
I don't know where he is.
But you want some Troy Daniels in your.
Well, I just need someone to step up in the social media realm, and I think we have the answer in RJ Hampton. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Is there any other losses you want to talk about, like Plumlee?
Plumlee, while he's not like a huge loss, I love this fire that he always came in with off the bench.
Great defensively.
Great defensively.
Not
great
playoffs though.
Not a great defender, great on dunking. Anything outside of dunking, he gave me a minor heart attack anytime he would shoot.
His hook shot.
His free throws were
Dave
horrible.
loved his hook shot.
I just loved his energy. He would bring that energy with the second group, and that's important to me, is to be able to have that energizer guy in the second group. So I think that aspect of Plumlee's game will be missed by me anyways. Nothing else, because he made me very nervous a lot of the time, but his energy and his heart, the way he played, he was a hustler. Brian Bowen.
Yes.
Ryan Bowen.
Always down for that. Although he was a huge disappointment in the playoffs, just a huge disappointment. If you guys
I can't believe that contract the Pistons gave him.
I don't know what the Pistons are doing.
Let's give everybody the money.
I don't know what they're doing.
What they're doing is they're going to
don't have to worry about it.
They're going to compete in the Eastern Conference now.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think the Pistons make the playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
They have a chance, with Blake Griffin playing the way Blake Griffin's supposed to be playing.
A lot of money in the front court.
I was going to talk about this later on, but, dude, you guys know if the Nuggets are in the East, we are playing for a championship last year, right? Like,
I mean,
we're better.
He's good, man.
No, the Heat are great. They're great. They're good. They're great. They're not the Nuggets. I mean, seriously.
Good.
Yeah. Come on.
Heat fans are going to come in.
All right. So what's the next topic?
Good question.
Additions?
All right, additions. Yeah.
Additions. Subtractions and now additions.
Subtractions and additions. The additions are crazy, man. All right, so here's the names. Listen to this. Listen to the names that we have added to our roster. Ready for this?
Got some stats.
Jermichael Green. Whatever his first name is, Campazzo from Spain.
Baku!
And Argentina, right?
It's Argentina.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Argentina. And RJ Hampton. I'm putting a lot on that dude. We got Hartenstein. We got Whittington, which I think is an interesting pickup, which we'll talk about. And Marcus Howard, the leading scorer in NCAA.
Out of Marquette.
Yeah. So some interesting, a lot of additions, some interesting additions. I have my thoughts on this, guys, but who are you most excited about coming to play with us here in Denver? And then maybe what's going to be their influence? Like, how are they going to help us out? Are they going to help us, or was it just a dumb move? Let's do it. Anyone want to start this?
Go ahead, Tim.
You want me to pick one I'm excited about? I was excited about most of these guys.
Yes.
I think there's something to be excited about all these guys.
Yeah, but my thing is after looking into it a little closer, Howard, even though he was the leading scorer in the NCAA, signing that 2-way contract kind of tells me he's going to be bouncing back and forth. He's not going to get a lot of love from the Nuggets this year. He's going to spend a lot of time in the G League is kind of how I see that unfolding.
Yeah, I don't see him getting any minutes.
JaMychal Green, I think that's a great replacement for some of those guys we were talking about earlier. Craig and Grant, I think that's going to be an addition. Campazzo, I don't know if you've watched any of his highlight reels out of Real Madrid in Spain. That dude can throw the rock.
Yeah.
It's going to be really fun watching people cut to the basket.
Going to be fun to see.
Him and Jokic on the court at the same time could be a new dynamic because that's going to be tough for people to defend with two great passers. So they're all really exciting. I'm really pumped up because I feel like it was the steal of the draft that we got RJ Hampton. He was a top 5 prospect coming out of high school. He had not degrees. He had
he's got degrees.
He's got degrees.
His threes are his degrees.
He had he had offers from all the major college programs out there, but he decided to go play in New Zealand. So which more power to him, the one and done thing is a whole issue with the NCAA. That's completely different though. But he went out as an 18-year-old and he went and played with men in New Zealand. So he's going to know, like, obviously it's not the same kind of talent you're going to get in New Zealand as you do, in Europe or in the NBA, but he's going to know what it is like to bang against grown-ass men. And he's played against grown-ass men. So I think as long as Malone says I can play a rookie, I think we're going to be okay. I think RJ Hampton could contribute to this team, and I think playing him would be beneficial to get him experience. But Mike Malone doesn't like to play rookies, so I'm not sure we'll see him as much as we would like. But
that's a very good point.
But I do like RJ Hampton. I'm excited about mostly all these guys actually, but RJ Hampton is the one who, like, when I heard we drafted him, I was like, hell yeah.
He doesn't like to play rookies.
No,
That's really interesting that you make that comment because I feel like he's going to be forced to play a rookie this year, if not RJ Hampton. Then our boy Nanji, the pianist. I don't
think he's going to force to play RJ Hampton. You're not considering Dozier right now. But,
no, we'll get to Dozier. I'm
that.
with you. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. 100%. I'm with you on that. My thing with RJ Hampton is, and my excitement for him, my excitement when it comes to RJ Hampton is this. I have been waiting for the Nuggets to have someone who's going to compete in a dunk contest and potentially win. And I think RJ Hampton's that guy.
you want a Nugget in the dunk contest.
And I want him to win a dunk contest.
JR and the Birdman both did not do as well.
Yeah.
JR should have won, dude.
So should have the Birdman.
Yeah, the Birdman that got screwed over.
That's why you're excited for RJ, because he could be in a dunk contest?
I'm excited for another reason, but I have 2 reasons I'm excited. But the biggest reason is I think he can win a dunk contest.
Okay.
I also think Jamal Murray could win a dunk contest.
He is a worry. He's Murray.
Do you think he could win a dunk contest?
Jamal
Murray?
No.
You never know.
No.
No? Okay. All right.
But
never mind. Sorry.
I mean,
no, I don't.
I mean, in regards with the additions, I get the excitement for RJ Hampton and making that trade to get him. For me, it's I think who's going to actually get legitimate minutes, who we're going to see. I mean, maybe not just tonight when we talk about the preseason, but like I think Facu's going to get some minutes. Mm-hmm. And like Malone said, I don't know if you guys watched Malone talk the other day. He said the only way we bring Facu over is if he can play alongside Monte, and that's why you see the Monte contract extension and all that. And I know with the Real Madrid highlights in Liga for Euro, mm-hmm. He's creative. It's going to be fun to see him and Jokic get some minutes every now and then.
Yep.
When we can. I love his creativity. He's an underrated 3-point shooter. He really is. I think Malone talks and raves about his ability to pick and roll, and that he's actually a decent defender.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I think, we talk about these additions, but who's going to really play? It's going to be Green,
Yeah,
and it's going to be probably Composite. Like, I like what Hampton could bring in the second unit with energy and speed and pace, but I don't think he will get legitimate minutes. And if you guys think differently, please let me know. But what's been coming out of camp, I mean, we all saw how we and it's a good thing. Like, we're really good at player development. I know we get
very good.
We get these draft picks and we want them to play immediately because we get these steals. We stole MPJ, we stole Bull, we stole Hampton, really. And so I get it as a fan. We want to see these guys play immediately. We want to see what they have because you see these sick highlights, like you see these Hampton dunks.
So
that gets you pumped. I hear that. But
so you're telling me he's not going to be in the dunk contest this year?
Well, he's not going to play enough minutes.
Oh my God! All he has to do is suit up. Just suit him up so he can dunk.
Just being honest.
All right, fine.
So I think the guys that you got to be excited about are, and we haven't talked about right now because it's going to be a huge fill. It's Hardenstein, right? Is that how you say it? Is it Herrenstein or Hardenstein?
Hartenstein. Hardly Steiner.
Harley. The Steiner recliner. I mean, let's talk about him. His G League stats are legit, and I think that's a great fill-in for Plumlee because
for Plumlee.
We always talk about, man, we love Plum on the defensive end, but God, can you just besides just lob dunks from Monte, can he do something else besides putbacks and lobs? And I think Isaiah can do that. And
he's got a good mid-range jump shot.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I know it's not an addition, but with Bowl, what that means for Bowl. So there's a lot with these additions and this difference, and it's kind of an interesting time, right? Like, they don't have a lot of time to figure it out before the season starts.
Yeah,
but
that's to the point. That's to the point that I wanted to make, right? I think that our management and Malone are brilliant. And the reason I think that is, Tim brought up this point earlier, we are bringing in not rookies who come from college. We are bringing in people who played against men, right? Compazzo, RJ Hampton, Whittington, all these dudes, Hardenstein, all these guys have played against men. They're not coming straight out of college. Why is that intelligent? Because you will need depth this year. There is no doubt about it, right?
Yes.
Because dudes are going to be out for 10, 12 days. I was looking at the COVID guidelines yesterday for the NBA. So if you're a positive test, you're out 10 days. Then you have to do 2 days of solo work, and then you can come back to the team. So 12 days at least before you return. So you needed men. You needed dudes who had played at elite levels against big men.
That's a great point.
Right? And in that sense,
we did well.
Even though all these are like 1 year things, like Whittington's a 2 year deal. Compazzo, I know we signed him for 2 years, but that's a 2 year thing. Like, all these are short term little contracts that we're like, hey, this season's going to be a little weird, a little different. And ultimately, we need people who can plug and play that have been there before, right? Even if they're not as good. Right?
Yeah.
Because they have the experience, they have the knowledge, they have the maturity to handle what's about to go down this season. And what you hope for, if you're a Nuggets fan, is that all of this sort of comes out in the wash come playoff time, where we won't necessarily be dealing with COVID as much as we will be during
the vaccine.
During
bubble during the playoffs again, maybe.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
I mean,
hopefully not.
But I mean, our professional athletes really higher up there than your average Joe citizen?
I don't think they get
vaccinated.
I don't think they get vaccinated, Tim. And that's a good question. That's a really good question. And I don't think they get vaccinated, but I also don't think we do a bubble again in the NBA this year. That's just
not even for the playoffs.
Not even for the playoffs. I don't see that happening. In fact, what I do see is fans. I see fans starting to come back by March, April, May. So right around playoff time, May, June. I mean, we're extending our
season. So you see the NBA playoffs with fans this year.
Not full.
Not full. Like maybe 25% capacity.
2022 will be back.
Absolutely. But that's my point with all the pickups. So we let these dudes go, but the people we brought in, if you've noticed, even RJ Hampton has been overseas and played against old folk. You know what I mean? Like, so I think we're trying to bring in professionals, is what I'm saying.
Got it.
Who can fill in when people go down, because eventually people are going down, right?
Grown ass men.
Yep. And I'm excited about that. I'm very excited.
A couple more additions I wanted to talk about
Yeah, please.
before we move on.
Yep.
The bigs, Nanji and Green. We talked about losing Grant, and I'm interested to see. Do you think Green is going to be able to fill that void that Grant has left? Does Nanji get playing time? Because we talk about how he doesn't play rookies.
He has to. That's the
does
one.
Nanji
rookie.
get playing time?
That's the one rookie
He might get
does.
some. Nanji looks good on paper, and I didn't watch him all last year, but his statistics looked good. Everything I saw though is he needs to, if he's going to play defense in the NBA, he's got to bulk up. But he's young.
Right.
He's young, and he does crash the offensive boards really well.
Yeah, he's an energy player, which we, kind of like a Kenneth Fareed type that we've been missing for a little bit.
Sidetrack just for a second.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when I dared propose trading Kenneth Fareed at that beer fest?
I had forgotten about that.
You would. Yeah.
Well, never mind.
Yeah.
I got a hurt nipple. It's
Yeah.
all good. We're fine now.
Yeah.
All right.
But
We didn't trade him that year.
No.
I think I'm excited about Green because I feel like he can hit the corner three pretty consistently, which is what we need if you're going to play with Jokic. People Millsap has never shot the 3-point better than he did last season, by the way. And Green, who shot 41% the previous year and 38% this year in the bubble, which was different. But Green, I actually think he can be just as good as a shooter, if not better, from the corner three. And but again, he's not that Swiss Army knife. He is a decent defender. He's not bad. He brings toughness.
Toughness is what we need.
Physicality.
But physicality, decent rebounding. Man, I'm excited about Green. I think it's a decent fill-in, but there's still some left to be desired, in my opinion, on the defensive end from Green, because he can't. And we'll get to this. He doesn't have the feet.
We have a lot of things to get to.
You do.
Drinking game every time we say we get to
We'll
this.
get to this. He doesn't have the ability to guard small forwards, in my opinion. Like in a pinch, yes, but like, do you want him out on the wing with? He doesn't have the fast feet like that.
Yeah, and we'll get to that.
We will. Drink.
We will get to that. All right.
I had something to say before I started.
What about Nanji though?
Nanji's going to be good.
Yeah.
Malone doesn't play a lot of rookies, so if he does get time, it's going to be very little.
I thought that was a really cool draft pick.
Bull is eligible for the Rookie of the Year because your minutes in the bubble did not count.
Hey-o!
So watch out for Bull becoming Rookie of the Year 2020, 2021. That's a tongue twister.
Bull.
Bull, Rookie of the Year. He could be there.
Awesome.
You also need to watch out for Bull Halloween costumes next year as people go on stilts to be Bull. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? No? Okay.
A lot of people are going to do that.
All right. I'm going to dress my son as Bull next year.
Best craze since 300.
Okay.
Oh, man. All right.
And I do, by the way, last, if I may, just real quick, I think picking up Whittington is a Torrey Craig move, man. You know what I mean? I think that's two-way contract.
He's good off the pick
versatile
and roll.
defender.
Good off the pick and roll. He can pop and hit.
I don't know if he plays, but COVID, he's gonna play at some point. Yeah, and I think we see the same. That is Torrey Craig, and I am glad that we awarded Howard with a two-way contract. That dude worked his butt off in college, and
I hope he gets some NBA time.
He persevered, and
I think you make a good point. You never know with COVID. You don't know what's going to happen when you need somebody in a pinch.
And you need someone who can score. He can score.
But when I was reading up on him, it sounded a lot of G League.
Yeah.
All right.
For him this year.
All right. So we're still looking.
This is what we're going into.
We're still looking at the off season here. What were our failures in the off season? What did we fail to do? The Denver Nuggets in the off season. What did we fail to do?
I mean, if you look from the media perspective, I think a lot of people will see that we didn't get better, but
Yeah.
From the outsider perspective, right? We didn't make any big ads.
We are not. We are not better.
That's not what we do, though.
Would be nice.
We did add toughness with Green. I know we talked about that, but I worry, and like again, this will continue to be a conversation. I worry about us defensively. Did we get better defensively, or did we get worse defensively? So
and it really depends on how some of our other guys play defense this year.
Yeah. If you've been listening to Malone's comments, he's talking about how he loves offense and how he's like
need to shoot more threes.
I think, and let's be real. Okay, if you're gonna bring that up right now, then you just lit a fire for 1 second. We have not been good defensively. You know what I mean? We've been mediocre defensively. We have not been good defensively over the past 4 years. I mean, I love Coach Malone, and I know that's part of what he does.
2 years ago, we were in the top 10.
Okay, that was 2 years ago.
That was not this past year, but the year previous.
But that's it. But before that, we weren't, and last year we weren't. We are not a good defensive team, and as long as you have Jokic,
good defenders.
If you have Jokic as your starting center, you're not going to be a good defensive team.
Yeah, he does get eaten up in the pick.
And he gets eaten up everywhere defensively. I mean, honestly, he's a liability.
He's got some good liabilities.
But
MPJ's another liability.
Yes, and we're going to talk MPJ for sure when we get to that.
When we get to that.
But
maybe that's what the name of our podcast is.
But I think maybe that's not a bad thing. Honestly, like let's not worry about defense, and let's be the Nuggets that just run and gun and just try to outscore people and just roll with that.
Sounds fun for the regular season, but come playoff time,
you got to be able to play defense in the playoffs.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What about matchups?
What about matchups? I mean, like seriously.
What about matchups?
We were lucky. We worked our tails off, and Jamal Murray grew and grew and grew. We were lucky to get out of the first round in the bubble.
No, we didn't do that without defense.
Yeah, but you don't do it without Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray
just going off. Like, I mean, we were lucky to get out. Like, it's. I understand the argument.
Lucky to get to the Western Conference.
And I do think situationally, and this is where I'm excited. Situationally, Mike Malone knows how to defend in certain situations. I think he's really good at understanding when to zone up. I think he's excellent at understanding matchups defensively. I think he's a great defensive coach situationally. But throughout a season, unfortunately, you're playing in the NBA where dudes are going to ball. I mean, I was watching the Kings last night thinking, oh, crap, these dudes are going to put up points. You know what I mean? Like, you got to score points in the NBA. And unfortunately, it's not a defensive league. It's not like playing college basketball or high school basketball. You got to score points, and so that's where I'm at there. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. I'm sorry.
What's new?
Any other failures from the offseason?
I mean,
no.
Why didn't we sign James Harden?
I mean, I guess you could say the failure was not signing Grant, but that was Grant's decision. So
yeah, I mean, the biggest thing was Grant, like what was saying.
Yeah,
we gave him the same amount of money that Detroit was going to give him, and he said
it was a sign and trade. Ultimately.
He was going to play more. He's going to play more. He's going to be more of like an actual starter and everyday player in Detroit. Whereas here, we have a lot of those guys in the small forward, power forward area. So you got that juggling of all those guys who are in the similar position. We had too many.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate to see him go. That's a letdown. I would like to see us someday sign a decent-sized free agent just to be able to compete with those large conference, those large market areas. There weren't really any big market people we're signing because we all know Unibrow was not going to leave the Lakers, So, I mean, I think overall, I'm just rambling now. Sorry.
Yeah, what's interesting, Tim.
I was going to keep rambling.
What's interesting, Tim, is like you were talking about I'm with you, Chris. But what's interesting is like you were talking about big market versus small market. And the NBA is a salary capped league, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So big markets flourish more in a salary capped league, which is the most interesting thing to me ever, because the purpose of a salary capped league is fairness. But what these people want to do is they want to go and promote themselves as a they want to market themselves to make money, whether it be whatever contracts they're signed on for, shoe deals or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's hard to bring in to a small market team. And you can even look at that with Milwaukee, who is trying to make moves and they're trying to build a championship team. And they've got maybe, arguably,
the best draft and player development, your small market.
Which is weird in a salary cap league, because you think the salary cap league would make it fair for everyone. But what it actually does is it incentivizes the players to go to a place where, if I can't make that huge contract, I can make money on these.
But I would like to see. I can't be the only person out there that's sick of LA, that's tired of LeBron James going from team to team to team chasing championships. There's got to be a market player out there who wants to go somewhere small market and win a couple championships. Because if you bring in, I don't know.
There's certain teams that do it the right way, and I think obviously the playbook has been created by San Antonio.
Was able to do it for years.
Toronto did it.
Yeah. I would love to bring someone in to help us win.
It's possible. It's definitely possible. Yeah. So in regard to the hopes and dreams, we can do it. Is it going to happen this year? I think that's yet to be seen.
No, there was nobody.
Still excited. Still excited.
Well, this kind of transitions us into what we wanted to talk about a little bit, which was the salary cap contracts, where we stand right now. Okay. So what are your thoughts? When I look at it, I see a very short window right now, a small window. I see it literally. I see a 3-year window at most, probably a 2-year window where we can win a championship. And what do you guys think about what we've been doing in terms of signing people, in terms of our salary cap, and in terms of the window we have right now?
Well, I think you're good to see the roster be pretty consistent the next 2 years. We got a player option for JaMychal Green next year and a player option for Will Barton. JaMychal's is $7 million and Barton's is 14. I'm pretty sure Barton will jump on that.
You think so?
Yeah, even if he's hurt or not.
I would think he would, but I'm not.
But I mean, the team in regards with cap is going to be pretty consistent from this year and next. This is prior to the Monte extension, what I'm looking at. And so, the team is going to be pretty set, but I'm not, I think Conley will be willing to trade if we're lacking in something. It would be nice, in my opinion, to get another 3-and-D guy for something. But maybe Dozier's it. I know Dozier is we have him this season and next, and I'm trying to look at what his he has a non-guaranteed contract the next 2 years, so we could release Dozier and not have to pay that money. But I know Malone loves Dozier, so
I like
Dozier. So do I. But I think if you're looking at the cap space, I mean, we picked up MPJ's option. So what it's looking like is the next 2 years, it's going to be pretty consistent with the same roster. So this is the roster we're rolling with for the next 2 years for sure.
Yeah.
Just got to keep those core guys.
Yeah, you got to keep the core.
You got to keep the core guys and build around them.
Yeah.
I missed all what Will said, sorry.
No, it's good. Will was talking about salary cap, and he was doing a good job. I don't know, man. It's tough. I don't think there's – You got it. In front of the camera. That's hilarious.
That's Will.
Yeah.
I think we're in a good spot.
Yeah.
Salary cap wise, I think we're in a good spot. We've locked down our guys that we need to lock down at this particular moment. We need to be able to lock them down again when that time comes, and bring pieces in and continue to get drafts and steals.
I agree with you, Tim.
That's my thought.
I'm good. If we could trade for someone right now, Uncle Timmy,
for someone
who would you be willing to give up in a trade for someone else? Construct you're playing NBA 2K1, which I think is a game.
Yeah, 2K.
Just 2K?
I don't know. I don't play it.
You're playing NBA 2K back in the year 2000.
Yeah,
and you can construct a draft or a trade for
Vince Carter.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody right now? there's something that's bothered me. We never have a big man who can bang.
Yeah.
So when we play more physical teams, they get inside of Jokic's head.
I was really hoping we'd sign Whiteside.
That would have been nice. That would have been a big tough guy.
I thought, but it seemed like our team wanted to go in a direction bringing more players in as opposed to like getting one or two dudes.
So, at this point in time, without seeing him play yet, I don't know if there's somebody I'd go out and trade for because I don't know who I'd be willing to give up. Because I haven't seen some of these guys we just brought in. And I want to see them play. Go ahead, Will.
Come on in, Will.
I want to see some of these guys play before I decide whether or not I want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. I mean, some of these guys might like that spark, might be that person we need. I mean, it would be nice to trade for. I mean, I don't even know who I'd trade for, but I like physical basketball. I would like to have a big guy to bang with some of those people because Jokic gets rattled easy.
Oh, and he's going to go against Gobert.
Yeah.
He's going to go against who's that dude from Utah? Just the guy like 7'7".
No, that guy from Dallas.
Oh, Dallas. Yeah, like
you guys worried about Boban.
I am.
No, dude, he tears up
against
Jokic,
Jokic.
man.
He destroys Jokic. It's weird.
Portland brought back that Cantor.
Yes,
Portland brought back Cantor, and Cantor, I'm sorry, I do not like him.
No.
But he has owned Jokic. And so the last few years, I love Jokic. He's our team MVP. He's our all-star. I need a guy who can bang. I need a guy who can throw bows. I need a physical guy.
It'll make Jokic better if he doesn't have to defend.
So if he didn't have to play those guys and those guys get in his head, we'd be better off. So when you say, is there a particular player I want to go out and trade for? No, but I would like someone who's physical and big and who could be underneath.
Let's see what happens these next couple of weeks, or month and a half. So
well, the question was like, what trade?
Yeah, and I just went on a
tangent. Is there a trade?
A trade right now?
Yeah. Would you?
You don't want to mortgage your future. People talk about getting rid of Bull. Like talk about getting rid of Bull or MPJ for someone elite. I really like the talks about getting Beal, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Would you give up Will Barton for Bradley Beal?
You give up Barton and Harris and a draft pick for Beal?
Well, you don't want to give up both of them.
I would be willing to give Beal.
Why would you give up both of them for Beal? Because then you're losing. Because then you're out of depth at the 2.
Well, RJ Hampton, like you guys so much love PJ.
Like you're bringing PJ. But there's a lot of reshuffling you'd have to do there because like PJ Dozier's going to have to play 3.
He answered your question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You asked what trade I want.
Who'd you trade for?
I think that's a pretty common Nugget themed trade. Is like everybody talks about us getting it was Drew Holiday before he went to the Bucks, and then it was like Beal. Like, how can we get Beal?
Yeah.
And I think if we were to get Beal, everybody at first was talking about having to give up MPJ. I don't think you give away MPJ to get Beal. But if you could get away,
no, you don't. You don't.
No, you don't give away MPJ to get Beal.
No.
But if you can get again, I know you guys absolutely love Gary Harris.
I do. I love Gary Harris.
Love Gary Harris and Will Barton.
I'm a huge Gary Harris fan. I might be the biggest Gary Harris fan in
Nuggets Nation. Let's not digress here about how much you love Gary Harris.
Why don't you like Gary Harris?
No, I think he's an elite defender. I think he's an elite defender.
We need to keep him.
And he apparently during training camp is shooting really well.
That's good. That's training camp.
Maybe he found his groove.
Yes, training camp.
Maybe
but you asked, and my opinion is try to get Bradley Beal.
No, it's a bad joke. It's a dad joke.
Is it a bad joke?
It's a dad joke.
It's a bad joke, Tim. But anyway, let's move on.
No, I don't want to move on.
No, starting lineups.
Gary Harris
We're
is
keeping
awesome.
this to an hour, Dave. We have 2 minutes.
Well, that's not happening.
Told you we won it.
You did. I was surprised. I thought an hour at most.
Starting lineup.
Nope. Hold on. Yeah, starting lineup. Let's do it.
I have Murray, Barton, MPJ, Millsap, and Jokic.
I think Barton's going to be hurt, so I don't know who's going to start.
MPJ,
Millsap.
I think you put MPJ at small forward instead of Barton.
Well, I have Barton at shooting guard, and I have MPJ at small forward.
And Gary Harris not starting?
I forgot about Gary.
Yeah, Gary Harris is not starting in
Gary
your
Harris?
No, I'm
His
sorry, I
favorite?
forgot about Gary
His favorite
Harris.
Gary Harris not starting?
Gary Harris is not starting in that lineup, and this is the problem here.
I forgot. Well, I forgot about Gary Harris.
Oh,
But
let's get them all worked up.
But I'm
Here
gonna
we go.
stick. I'm gonna stick to my guns.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay. What's your starting lineup?
Yeah, it's Murray, Gary, MPJ, and then probably Millsap to start the season.
Yeah, to start the season.
And Jokic,
Jokic.
obviously.
So no
I think you see
Who's
again.
more
It's
willing
kind of
to-
like, come on, let's be honest. Like the last 2 years, it's been changing because of injuries and everything. What
Who's more willing to
they
come off the
need?
bench,
They
Martin or
need.
Harris?
They need MPJ to get minutes.
No,
Conley is pressuring Mike Malone.
MPJ is going to get his minutes this year, man.
Yeah.
MPJ is going to get his minutes.
I like Barton coming off the bench, by the way.
Which one, Martin or Harris? Barton or Harris? Who? How am I trying to word this? Which one of those two does starting mean more to? Like, which one's more willing to come off the bench?
Defensive is more important because we don't have a lot of
Yeah,
defenders.
but which one of those two is willing to come off the bench? I
Barton.
think Harris or Barton.
No, dude. Barton just said like a week ago that he sees himself as a starter in this league.
Yeah, of course he does.
He's
Everybody does.
No,
when
he
they
said
play.
I'm a starter, and it's a player option on his contract in BT Dubs, and so
I just said that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, and so he's not gonna want to come off the bench.
So you're gonna appease Barton because you're worried because
No, I was just asking
no.
which one.
MPJ is gonna start.
Yes, MPJ is going to start. But I was saying
No.
Harris or Barton.
MPJ starts definitely. I think the question is, as Tim is asking,
I'm asking you, Harris or Barton?
Gary Harris. Gary Harris starts. Dude, Malone loves himself just like you, David.
yeah,
He loves himself.
He
Gary
works
Harris.
his ass off. Harris
does,
works his
which
ass
is why
He's
off.
a great
Coaches
defender.
love players who are gym rats.
He's a great defender. And man, we just need Gary Harris to make some corner threes again. Can that happen? Can that happen?
it can happen.
It did a couple times. And we don't beat the Clippers without Gary Harris. So yes. But I think MPJ starts and Harris does too. And I think it's good.
So okay, but hold
Harden's
on.
gonna be our sixth man.
So what, the cell. Okay, and that is where this is my starting.
hilarious.
This is my starting lineup as well. My starting lineup is the same as yours, man. My starting lineup's the same as yours. The problem is Will Barton. It is an issue.
He can be a sixth man.
No, you can't sell that to the dude who's worked his tail off.
Lou Williams?
He's gotten better.
Lou Williams.
But he's already been sold that. He's already been.
No,
He's already. Yes, he's been told. Well, you will. This 2 years ago, he was told you'll be a six man. You'll get 6 man of the year. This is what you're gonna do. This is your
sixth
role.
man of the year.
This is your role. This is your role. This is your role.
No,
He sees his role as a starter, man.
No.
I see problems for the Nuggets if Will Barton is not starting, and it'll be all caused by Will Barton.
No, he's a veteran. No.
You don't think you
No.
don't see any dissent?
No, you're picking and pulling stuff from interviews when they're like, "Oh, do you want to be a starter?" If you ask that question to any NBA player, he's going to tell you, "Yes, I want to be a starter." I read the article that you're talking about. He's just like, "Yeah, of course I want to be a starter." But when MPJ went off and played well, who was one of the first ones to tweet and talk about how great MPJ is and how he's going to be a star?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was Will Barton. He's
Yes.
a great teammate. He's not going to be a distraction. Will Barton, yeah, does he want minutes? You're damn right he wants minutes. Can he still get minutes being the sixth guy? Yes, absolutely.
Well, yeah.
And we need him to do that because we're going to need points off the bench with him.
I
He's
agree.
versatile. And there's going to be certain matchups where, yes, he might start because you know what? MPJ is just a problem on the defensive end. And you're going to be like, we're getting killed because MPJ can't communicate on the defensive end.
We'll get to
and he's
MPJ
getting
in a
smoked. And then Barton, and then those next two games, like Barton's going to play at small forward.
Yeah, but here's the thing: MPJ is going to start at 4, not 3. And could you start?
You think MPJ's going to start at 4?
You're not going to start Millsap?
No, I don't think you start Millsap.
Not even to begin.
Well, let's ask everybody who's watching. What do you think the starting five's going to be?
The three people aren't.
Yeah, the three people are letting us know.
No, these guys need to shut up.
No, dude.
Can we get to MPJ?
That it's time.
Can
Might
we-
as well,
all
because
right.
that's what
We
we're
said we
regular about.
were going to keep this to an hour, and we're at an hour and 5 minutes, and we haven't talked to MPJ.
Okay, let's do it. All right.
We saw glimpses of what he can do offensively in the bubble. and it's exciting.
Oh, so exciting.
We also saw many instances of his horrible defensive play, making him a huge liability. Now, he has said this offseason he's worked harder than he's ever worked in his life because he wants to be that superstar.
Right.
Was any of that work on defense? Because that's what he's a liability. He doesn't even play help defense. He just stands there. He watches people make plays. If he's going to score 35 points a game, then he can stand around and watch because it works for James Harden. But I don't see MPJ doing that right yet.
Well, he's not going to be a ball dominant.
No, that's what I'm saying is he's got to be able to play a little bit of defense. And I'm hoping this offseason that he worked on his defense because he tweets a lot. That dude likes to talk, and not all of it is very smart. He said some very dumb things last season.
Yeah.
So I just would like him to stop tweeting and work on playing defense because that's the aspect of his game that needs improvement in my eyes.
I love MPJ's just his ceiling, like where it is and like how good I think he can be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Nuggets have gone all out. If you look at the moves we made in the offseason, they have pretty much said, MPJ, let's go. You know what I mean? They pretty much said, we have sacrificed this next year for you. Like, you are the dude who has to step up. And you're right, Tim. He has to step up defensively. He has to be able to guard a 4 and a 3.
It was just terrible.
Yep.
Terrible in the playoffs watching him play defense.
It
got better.
It did. There were moments where you're like, okay. There was one moment in the LA series against LeBron James where he teed him up and stripped LeBron.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
He doesn't
So the
He
one-on-one,
has the athleticism to be a good defender.
the one-on-one stuff is not the issue at the 3.
It's the help
It's
defense.
the team D.
It's the team D. He doesn't do it.
He's learning, and I hope he continues to get better.
Learning. I hope he's learning.
But the thing is,
I hope he's learning.
there's something either. Okay, we all are excited about him offensively, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
I think there's no doubt about
No
that.
doubt about it.
So
No doubt about it.
there's something that we don't know that makes the franchise think that he's even better than we even think. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll go back to what Paul Millsap said in the bubble. He's got to learn how to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I said? Like, learn. That means he's not coachable.
Right.
I'm sorry.
He's got to learn how to learn.
And he's got to learn how to learn.
Yeah.
That's what Paul
That's
Millsap
freaking
said. He
hilarious.
said he's got to learn how to learn.
Yeah.
And learn to be coachable. And I think, just if you've watched how MPJ has grown up as a player and as a person, and Millsap, who just gets it as a human being in general.
Yeah.
I trust when he says that.
Yeah.
That hey, we're teaching him how to be a pro, how to learn, and those guys are saying that he's making those strides.
Right.
So when Millsap says he's making those strides, I believe it. Now, how significant will they be this year? I don't know. And then when you play elite teams, what is it going to look like? So, we need him. We need him to be a star, just like we need Murray to be a star.
There's another former University of Missouri athlete in Colorado that his teammates praise, and he's terrible, and that's Drew Lock. Is that a common denominator, or is MPJ actually going to be the one to go?
Sport, but yeah,
no, I get it's a different sport, but come on, Drew Lock's making the same thing that damn mistakes has been making.
And we'll talk about those on the first episode ever of Bros on Asses.
Go Broncos. But I'm sorry. I wanted to make one joke about Drew Lock.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. He's frustrated me this year. He throws so many. He has more interceptions than touchdowns. I'm sorry. The Missouri connection, it got to me.
We're going to get to Drew Lock.
It got to me, guys. I'm sorry.
We're going to get to Drew Lock a little later on.
No, I know we will.
Okay.
I'm sorry for that
tangent. A little later on. We'll get to it.
When we
Bros on Nuggs Nation, I apologize for that tangent. It had to come out.
We will start our episodes of Bros on Asses next year.
I think the general consensus is we're all excited for MPJ.
Yes.
But we want to see how he's improved defensively. Right?
Absolutely.
So that's the MPJ.
He's not afraid to shoot. He's not afraid to take the big shot.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to go after marquee named players, which is awesome. It's just his defense that worries me.
Here's my thing on MPJ, and thank you, Cody Wise, for this. At a warm-up at a Nuggets game before we all had to,
Dave's birthday, 2019, 2020?
2020. It was
2019.
2019. It was 2019.
It was a year ago. It was 2019.
Got to
courtside.
be courtside
For
while
warm-ups.
they were warming up, and I sat next to Coach Fernandez and tried to strike up a conversation. He was not willing nor ready nor excited to talk to me at all. But the conversation, MPJ was standing right in front of us.
He kept sitting in front of us watching film.
Doing some ball handling drills and like just shooting a little bit. And I was just like, that dude, for his size, I mean, just skills. I mean, and I've been around basketball players, especially the Colorado Springs Rec League, B League, which we were going to dominate last year until COVID hit.
Jesus.
But
Stay on track.
MPJ's legit. I think he'll make a huge stride, and Matt Miller is calling, which we're not going to answer, unfortunately. All right.
Put him on speaker.
He's going to be a guest on this show.
No, I know. He should be our
Is
first
he watching
guest.
right now?
He should be our first
Miller,
guest.
you watching?
No one's watching. Zero. All right.
They all left. We went on so many tangents.
Where do we stand in the West now, you guys?
We are in that 2 to 4 range.
2 to 4?
Yeah. I think that's the
Well, I mean, you got the Lakers, you got the Clippers, you got to watch out for Utah, you got to watch out for Portland. I'm not as worried about Golden State as I was because Klay Thompson hurt
towards
himself
Achilles,
again.
yeah.
So they're going to be more of like that 4 to 8 range, but we're in that 2 to 4 range.
Where are we?
I agree. Completely agree with Tim. I think
We struggled against Portland with Cantor.
Portland got better. I think we got better too. Man, we're probably in one of the toughest divisions in basketball, man. Like
We are in the toughest division in basketball.
I know Thunder lost Paul, but they're still good.
No, we're in the toughest division in basketball.
It's man, the West is tough. The Suns got better.
The Suns are good.
I know there's some Doncic, Dallas love. So yeah,
He's a bigger crybaby than
I think we come out of it as the 4 seed.
We're 2 to 4. I could see us. There's one of two ways we're going to go this season. We're going to have a hangover from making it to the Western Conference Finals, or we're going to continue to play tough and play hard and grow. And that's really going to tell us where we're going to be. That's why I think 2 to 4.
Do we get Bubble Murray? What Murray do we get?
I don't think he takes a step backward.
We're getting Bubble Murray, man.
You can't, if you're Murray and you're a professional, you
back,
can't step back at this point.
Yeah.
That is who you are. And if you don't own that, then we've got you locked up on 4 more years, and I don't want that. I want who he is.
He found who he was. He found what he could do.
Exactly.
And he found we've all had that confidence in Murray, and he found his own confidence in himself in the bubble.
Yeah.
And is he going to score 50 points every night?
No.
Is he going to have the potential to score 50 points every night?
Yes.
Hell yes. So I think we're going to get Bubble Murray, and I think we're going to get, which is good for us.
Yeah.
Good for us. But we're in that 2 to 4 range just because of the Western Conference and how tight and close the race is going to be down at the end.
Got it.
Here comes Devil's Advocate Dave.
I
think Dallas. Okay. I think we've got some issues, bro. We've got some big issues.
Bros.
As you guys were saying, I think Portland is better. I think they made moves to intentionally throw us off.
Yep.
And I think they'll be good. You got to deal with both LA teams. I think the Clippers.
Utah.
I think the Clippers will be better than the Lakers this year. I think. I think the Lakers have some issues, sort of like the Nuggets, and that is
you lost
people.
Rondo and you lost Howard. You lost toughness.
You lost toughness. You lost experience. You lost your championship team, right? Other than LeBron, which is a championship, right?
LeBron with the Lakers on his own couldn't make the playoffs. LeBron, you bring AD in, they win a championship.
Agreed. Anthony Davis is
more important to that team than LeBron James.
Okay.
LeBron James even quote LeBron James said,
I'm gonna not play defense.
He's like, I'm gonna take it easy the first half of the season because I have AD. I'm gonna cherry pick. His words, I'm gonna cherry pick the first half of the season.
So So you have, but here, let's just, I'm going to throw it on the wall like we're going to paint a new picture. I'm just going to.
Spaghetti?
Yep. Just going to throw it on the wall here.
Spaghetti.
I think the Clippers have a better record than us going into the playoffs, so they'll be ahead of us. Okay? I think the Portland Trailblazers, and I hate to say that.
So where do you put this, Dave?
Well, that's
you got kind of frustrated when I said 2-4.
We don't win the Northwest. You're saying we don't win the Northwest Division?
I think we may come in third in the Northwest.
No,
I think
second at worst.
I think the Trailblazers are.
I'm worried about the Trailblazers because they got.
I'm worried. Think about Utah, man. You've got to.
About Utah.
Oh, and you should be.
Well, but the thing is
right?
we could never play Portland when they had cancer, and now they brought cancer back.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's who beat us in the
Utah gets
7-game series.
And Derek Favors.
Yeah. Dude, and the addition of Derek Favors. Utah is a legit team, and they were last year, and we escaped once again, coming back from 3-1. I don't want to say it was lucky. Okay, so you got those three teams. I haven't even said the Lakers yet. Lakers. Suns are going to be legit.
They're not going to be better. We're going to be better than the Suns.
I would hope so. I think so.
Where are you putting us, Dave?
I'm putting us at 4 or 5, and I think Dallas is right there as well.
Then why did you get so frustrated when I said 2-4?
Well, I think
I want to get to the heart of this. You got frustrated when I said 2-4,
because
now you're 4-5.
I think we're 4-5. I think we're 4-5.
So you were frustrated that I had higher hopes?
No, I wasn't frustrated that you had higher hopes. I was happy that you had higher hopes. I'm just frustrated that the Nuggets aren't going to be – it's going to be rough, man. I think it's going to be rough.
We're going to be all right.
You think so?
We're going to be all right. What's our next topic?
What's our next topic?
Those divisional games will never be more important. You know, the ability to beat.
What do you guys think our record's going to be? I'll go out there and tell you. We're playing 72 games this year.
72.
Hopefully.
I got 46 in what 20, 24?
I had 50 and 22.
Yeah. That's also what I had, but that's because I didn't want to do math.
No, I think we're going to be good. No, but think about it. If we're 50, if we're
It'd be
50,
26, by the way. I lost 2 games. I left out 2 games.
Yeah, it was just 26.
If we were 50 and 22, we would still be in the top 4 seeds. We would just be a tight race for those top 4 seeds.
Agreed,
I think that's where we're going to be.
That is, and that's the West, and that's what's
The West,
so
you're
frustrating.
going to win the 50 games in the West, and you can end up being a 6 seed.
You could. The Spurs are going to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix is going to be better. The Kings, I watched them last night. I don't see them winning. Like, they're not going to be top 4.
What about the Rockets?
The Rockets are going to.
We don't know with Harden, right?
No, they got Harden. They'll put up big numbers and they'll win some big games. They'll lose a lot of big. They're not. Nah. I'm not worried about the Rockets.
Okay, ultimately, my friends, we got to start to wrap this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Ultimately, where do we finish into the season?
Well,
where are the Nuggets going?
Bronx.
We're making the playoffs. We're at Western Conference Finals.
I would like to. Again, it's all about matchups, but you try to. I think we can get in the Western Conference Finals. I really do.
Yeah.
I know.
Against who do we? All right,
We're
hold
gonna play
on.
one of the LA teams again.
Well, no. Here's
Time out,
the
one
thing: is
question.
one of the questions in your original outline was who do you not want to see in the first round?
Yes, that's where I want to go.
And mine was Portland.
I don't
Yeah,
want to see
Portland or
Portland
Dallas.
ever. I don't want to see Dallas. And
Dallas
Portland,
is a good one. I mean, Utah. There's a lot of teams, but like for me, because of the Cantor edition, and I know how he gets into Jokic's head, that matchup makes me nervous.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to see any of those people. But that's the problem. Is it's the West, so we're gonna say one of those people.
That was the first round. We might see him in another round, but I don't want to see him in the first round.
I don't want to see.
Oh
Man.
Do you want to talk about?
Should we move to the East where we have to play like?
Do you want to talk about team MVP?
I think we're good. I think we can talk about that another time, right?
Nope.
I don't remember the exact question.
That's it.
It was team MVP, All Stars.
Just who do you think is going to be the best player on the Nugget? Who's going to be our All Stars?
Jokic and Murray.
I'd like to. It would be really cool to see Murray get in.
No, Murray.
He deserves it, man.
Murray needs to be an All-Star. Jokic needs to be an All-Star.
Yeah.
And if either of them don't get it, it's a travesty.
Yeah.
Which of the Nuggets is going to be in the dunk contest?
RJ Hampton.
RJ Hampton will be in the dunk contest. Yes? No?
No.
Oh, come on.
No.
Which of the Nuggets will be in the three-point shooting contest?
No.
Gary Harris?
It's got to be cool if Murray was.
I don't know.
Murray?
Skills challenge Jamal Murray.
Yeah, there we go.
Jokic.
He's too slow.
He's been in the last 2 years.
I know,
Yeah.
but to win it, you got to be a little faster.
Oh, he should have won the
This is
last
true.
year.
This is true.
A little faster.
A little faster.
A little faster.
I guess when you're talking about Jokic, you got to have a horse in the race. Am I right?
Ah!
Am I
That's a
right?
good end.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We love you. We're not going to get to the our predictions on the preseason game against the Warriors.
Nuggets victory.
Yeah, hey,
Nuggets
enjoy
win.
the game tonight.
Nuggets
We'll
win.
talk about it another time.
Yeah. You guys are awesome.
Join
Thank
us.
you for spending time with us.
What are we doing?
If you lasted the whole hour and a half, good on you. Probably not.
Send us questions you want us to answer for our next episode.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll do a Q&A next time to engage
You can
everybody.
you can
together.
send those questions to brosonnuggs@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Send us questions. We'll answer them. We'll get better at this to where we're not an hour and 20 minutes. We'll be
Rambling
about an
together.
hour. That's hard to promise because we like to ramble.
If I may, this
So-
wasn't for you guys, it was for us, so that's
Hey.
why we're doing it.
Go Nugs.
Go
Hey,
Nugs.
go Nuggs.
Love you. Bye. Yep.
Yes, for sure.